flow, and this is my impression of a politician. I believe in the people, and their cars, and progressive, and the fact that you, yes, you can plug in Snapshot to save even more money for being a good driver. I also believe in Sasquatch, but more as a joke, but also kind of seriously.
Safe drivers save with Snapshot from Progressive.
I approve of this message, and Sasquatch, if you are real, you can totally be my running mate.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Snapshot not available in all states.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another conversation. This evening we have Kalpesh Patel. Kalpesh received his Bachelor's of Business Administration from the University of Miami, where he majored in finance and effectively minored in mathematics. Kalpesh attended Campion College in Kingston, Jamaica, where he was an active participant on the cricket team, ministry outreach program, and the chess club. He hopes one day to use his knowledge of math and in the financial world to build models that will positively impact economic decision-making within developing countries. Kalpesh's LAJ Foundation is a Christian nonprofit organization based in Miami, Florida, and its mission is to aid and facilitate educational resources in Jamaican inner-city schools through funding and donation from strategic partnerships with businesses and persons in the local and international communities. His foundation, lajfoundation.blogspot.com. As usual, we have my co-host is Chris Daly, who is an active blogger on Jamaicans.com. His blog is Me Thinking Are You. He's also behind the force behind Your Internet Energizer, as well as an active writer on Your Money Easy. Take it away, Chris.
Thank you, Janice. Kalpesh, it's great to have you tonight, and we look forward to having a great interview with you. First, tell us a little about your Jamaican roots and your association with Jamaica.
Okay, well, I spent the first 18 years of my life in Jamaica. I grew up in Ligonier, and I attended Mona Prep, after which I went to Campion College, and then I graduated, and I chose to attend the University of Miami, and I just graduated, and I'm actually headed back to Jamaica for a bit, like an interim period for the next couple of months in December. My parents still live there, and I often go back, recently to do some work for the foundation, and before that, I guess in summers and Christmases to spend time with family and friends.
So tell us a little about your family roots. How long have they been in Jamaica?
Well, my grandparents, it's actually an interesting story. My grandparents on either side of my mom and dad actually left India, I want to say sometime in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and landed in Jamaica. So both of my parents were actually born in Jamaica. Well, no, actually, my dad was born in Panama. It's funny. They went to Panama first, and then my dad moved to Jamaica in his, early teens, maybe like 11, 12 or so. My mom was born in Ocho Rios. They met, fell in love, and I was a product, I guess.
Okay.
So
it's a great
generation.
product.
Yeah, I know. Well, I hope so.
Yeah, congratulations on your, you've just graduated and you're moving on.
Right.
And you seem to be focused in business. What led you to consider this as a career path?
I think I was just sort of born into it, I would say. I mean, it's the most common answer that many people give, but in effect, it's the truth. My dad, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. When they left India, they came to Panama, set up a business, and then they went to Jamaica. And my dad has a business in downtown Kingston, J. and Patel and Company. And so from birth, I guess as it is with most family business, I was dragged to work kind of a thing. It's like, you're not in school, what are you doing, watching TV? No, come to downtown, kind of like see how business is done. So I was born doing business. I was 7 and 8 years old and going to the shopping downtown. And when I wasn't there, I was walking around talking to people, that are, were in other businesses and kind of going off doing deliveries and that kind of a thing. So from, I guess, the get-go, I wanted to do business. I studied business and accounting at CXC level. I actually became second in Jamaica in CXC for principles of business, and I think fourth overall in the country for the business subjects. And yeah, it just kind of followed from there. I always had an interest to expand that business on a retail level, and then I guess when I went to college, it's sort of like I started studying finance, and finance led me to study mathematics because I wanted to, I guess, develop knowledge of the, I guess, intricacies and the language behind finance, if you will. So it all started from back in the day, going to downtown with my dad, and I didn't want to, but I guess it worked out, right?
You didn't know it would have paid off so well for you.
Yeah, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're still getting there, right? Kind of a thing.
Well, I know business is not the only passion, and the primary reason we have here tonight for a young person, when you think of foundations, everyone think of Bill Gates and what he's doing to change the landscape of foundations. But we know that beyond the pure business, we don't get personal satisfaction, and it seemed like you've chosen a different path, not just a money path, but a path where you can serve others. What motivated your decision to start this foundation?
I want to say that I guess it was just a bit of inspiration from people in my lives all at the same time. It's like you said, it's not something that I thought about when I went to college. Oh, junior year, I'm going to start a foundation kind of a thing. No, I wanted to pursue a career in business, and what happened was I was a member of the cricket club on campus, and we used to do, we'd mix cricket matches with, charity events and stuff like that, and we were supporting a charity that one of my friends was a part of, the Invisible Children of Uganda, and we're, promoting it to all the professors on campus and stuff, and one of my English professors, Dr. Deborah Christie, she's been an inspiration to me and a major source of, just advice for this foundation. She came to me and she was like, Kalpesh, I can't come to this event, but I can give you 5 boxes of school supplies. I have some books and pencils that were donated to me. Now, I don't know what to do with them, but, you seem to be involved in this charity thing. Figure out something. I was like, all right, let me think. And then immediately it kind of hit me because, like I said, growing up in downtown, we did the whole import-export. I'm convinced that this is obviously there's a problem. It's a developing country. I'm convinced that once we know what the problem is, then there's so many organizations out there that like mine, just of Jamaicans that have left Jamaica and are out here in the U.S. so we can all combine and combat this. I just got off the phone yesterday with Mr. Dale Todd, president of JAMPACT in New York, and I spoke to Anne-Marie Grant, who's the president of the University, the West Indies one in New York also, and we're all kind of trying to do the same thing. The thing is, all of us have different research levels. We're using different connections, and once, he has a think tank in New York too, so we're going to be sharing resources with them. Once we figure out what the root of this problem is, I think it's a matter of time before we start solving it and then we move on to other issues.
Are you have any association with the Ministry of Education in Jamaica?
Association, I'm not sure what to say about that. I can say that I've been in contact with a few officials there, and I actually got an email from somebody at the ministry with some contact numbers for organizations that are similar to us, some across the U.S. and some in Canada and in the U.K. I got that 2 or 3 days ago.
Wonderful.
So I haven't actually had time to call any of them yet, but I called into the ministry and I wanted to ask a couple of questions. We had done some research. I asked for a needs analysis from some of the schools. We're helping out Pauline Gentles, Youth Reach in Youth, and Liberty. And so before we gave them any of the stuff we collected, we wanted to do a needs analysis to figure out what exactly it is that was wrong with them. Obviously they need stuff, but we wanted to figure out what exactly they needed. So I just wanted to clarify some issues with the ministry. I called and asked a few questions, and then they gave me some info and then these contact numbers. So, all our connections and our relationship is sort of growing, but that's where it is right now, I would say.
All right, great. So what's the funding source for your foundation?
As of right now, we don't have funding. We're working on a solely non-for-profit basis. Everything so far has been donated in kind, which is great. That's one of the things I'm sort of working on as we finish our first project, trying to figure out a definitive plan. A bunch of us are going into graduate school. My vice president is actually doing her master's in New York right now. So it's we're all young and we're all trying to figure out where this organization is going. So plan is over Christmas buy a grant book. Okay. Figure out what grants we need, where we're going to apply for funding, and try to get some sort of definitive plan for the next couple of years. But right now it's great. Like all of my interns, they're passionate about what they do, and they're not paid. I'm not paid. My vice president's not paid. It's just something that we kind of do because it's awesome, and we have fun doing it. And yeah.
That's wonderful. So for your first project, what have you found? What you have a philosophy that you've approached? Is it one of, as you said, you're looking at find the root cause, do some root cause analysis. But for the first project, what's been your approach? You've been trying to do some more digging, or does getting beyond the surface issue, giving them a fish versus teaching them how to fish? What's the organization philosophy you see going forward?
It's something we're still in the process of going about. Like I'll give you an example. We got 28 computers, right? And it's simple. You think, okay, I got 28 computers, we'll just donate them, kind of a thing. But it's not that easy, because it's like when we went down there, we're talking to the principals of a lot of these schools, and there are a lot of issues with regards to funding. Sometimes there are scenarios where a lot of these schools, it's like they're running based off of donations, kind of a thing, and unless it's sometimes in March where apparently they're ready to close down. Like it's like they have no hope and they don't know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden a donation comes in. And it's been like that for the last couple of years. So for us, it was like we want to give them computers, but hey, they can't even pay their electricity bill, kind of a thing. How are they going to afford to pay maintenance on computers? Right. And how are they going to? So that's one of the things that we're trying to look into and trying to create a solution for. I spoke to Mrs. Grant about this problem the last couple of weeks. I've been talking to her, and she's supposed to be giving me the contact of the Digital Online Foundation, because we want to do some work with them and see if they would be willing to sort of provide assistance with regards to that, as well as we're trying to, have talks with like Swallowfield and like a few of the other principals to see where we can like sort of save some extra money or kind of cut back on costs to kind of make this happen. So that's what we're having with the computers. And with regards, we got a lot of stationery supplies also, a lot of pens, pencils, books, that kind of a thing. So we're trying to see who needs what the most, and then just create scholarship packages for everybody. And that's what we're doing now. And we're kind of hoping to use this as like a test or like a model to go forward in this. So we're also creating some kind of like a reporting mechanism to see how it sort of impacted students, in a positive or in a negative way, and they report, their success, and their, the vice president, actually, she's doing her master's in psychology, and she wants to use this as part of like a research project that she's doing, because she's studying the mental impact of children growing up in inner city communities of receiving an education versus not receiving an education. So she's actually interested in studying the difference in the psyche of a child that's actually gotten support versus one that hasn't been. We're going to use this as a base to sort of go forward and improve and that kind of a thing.
So if folks are interested in supporting your endeavor and participating, what's the best means of getting engaged with your foundation?
I would say right now there's a bunch of things that I'm looking for help with. That's one of the reasons I started the blog. Anybody who wants to read about it can go to lodgefoundation.blogspot.com.
Could you repeat that again?
It's Lodge Foundation. It's LAJ Foundation .blogspot.com. I have a Twitter account, and I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. So I tweet every day, if not every other day, kind of a thing about what we're doing and what's going on. We write blogs articles once every week or so, once every week and a half with the updates and stuff. I want to see, because the thing is, getting waivers from the ministry, not that it took long, but it's there's some sort of red tape involved, right? Because right now, apparently, only the Honorable Finance Minister Adli Shah can sign off on waivers to nonprofit companies. And for us now, for example, I got an offer for 30 computers. Was it a couple of weeks ago, and I told the guy, let's just kind of hold off on it for a bit, because it took a while. It took a month and a half, maybe 2 months to get our waivers signed by the Ministry of Finance, which I'm just kind of hoping, I'm not saying anything negative, and I just want to make that clear. I'm just kind of hoping that people will see what we're doing, and we'll kind of, maybe we get some support from the government or someone who knows somebody within the government, so we can get clearance on our waivers quicker than that, and we don't have to go through the red tape, because honestly, there's so much that we can do. If we just had that connection. If I could get stuff signed off in a day or two, because we're in college right now. We've been blessed because the Kiwanis Club of Kendall, which is a group of Jamaicans in South Miami, they've given us a warehouse, which is where we're storing everything. We've kind of been storing it for the last couple of months, and the thing is that, thank God to them. But if we didn't have them, where would we keep our stuff when we're waiting for like 3 months?
Exactly.
And I'm sure it's the same thing for a lot of people,
Yeah, you want to get it into the field and deploy it. Well, Kalpesh, we just want to thank you for the dream and the vision that you've done, and for you and your team, and for the hard work you're doing. Continued success and blessing to you, and we'll definitely be rooting and checking in with you soon, and we'll definitely cheer you on in this worthy endeavor.
Thank you a lot, very much.
Oh, wait, and Kalpesh, to learn more about Kalpesh, like you said before, go to the lajfoundation.blogspot.com. To learn more about Chris, go to Jamaicans.com, and his blog is Me Thinking Are You, and his website is Your Internet Energizer. And to learn more about Jamaican Diaspora, visit JamaicanDiaspora.com. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, Kalpesh.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Boar's Head invites you to enlighten your senses. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Inspired by Japanese master chefs, our signature teriyaki glaze is crafted with garlic, ginger, and a hint of brown sugar, then paired with our tender, slow-roasted chicken breast for a flavor that's sweet, savory, remarkably bold. Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken, the bold flavor of Japan, now at the deli. Compromise elsewhere.